Now, Israeli warplanes have carried out several airstrikes near Syria's capital, Damascus. Airstrikes were carried out from Lebanese airspace, which was violated by Israeli jets. Targets were positions of the Syrian army. Airstrikes triggered a response from Syrian air defense, which intercepted a number of missiles fired by Israeli warplanes. Israel frequently conducts air raids on Syria. Last month, Israeli warplanes hit an alleged arms depot in the country's Homs province. The Syrian government has written several letters to the United Nations demanding action to end Israeli violations without getting any response. And try to get an update out of Damascus as our own Press TV's Zara Al-Derzi. Hello, Zara. Hope you're doing well. What do we know about these attacks on Syrian positions?
Yes, the Israeli warplanes targeted Syrian army positions in Damascus' western countryside, launching several missiles using Lebanese airspace. The Syrian defense forces repelled the attack and intercepted several of the missiles. No casualties are reported till this moment, and there are only damages in ammo storage of the 1st Division in Damascus' western countryside. This is not the first time that the Israeli target the Syrian army positions. In 2017, we witnessed several attacks against the Syrian army position, especially in Quneitra countryside, and there was an attack targeting a research center for the Syrian army in Masyaf in Hama countryside. We know that the Israeli started their intervention in war on Syria in 2013 when they attacked in the Damascus International Airport, and within the next 48 hours they attacked also a research center for the Syrian army in Jamraya. And there is a point that in the recent days, last days, the Syrian army launched a military operation in the western countryside of Damascus, especially after the militants have launched an attack in the beginning of November toward government-held areas of Hadar and Qurs al-Nafil, which are the last government-held areas near the border with the occupied Golan Heights.
Thank you for joining us for that update there out of Damascus. Our own Press TV's Zara Al-Derzi.
Israeli warplanes have conducted a number of airstrikes on a Syrian military target near Damascus. That's according to Israeli and Arab media. Several missiles were reportedly fired at a site in the countryside south of the capital, with some intercepted by Syrian air defences and others hitting their mark. Some sources claim the target was an Iranian military base. Israel has previously carried out several airstrikes in Syria. It either claimed to be targeting positions of the militant group Hezbollah or retaliating over stray projectiles that occasionally cross the border into the Israeli-occupied side of the Golan Heights. Peace activist Richard Becker says that Israel is taking liberties with these unprovoked attacks.
Israel has repeatedly, over the years and the decades, taken liberties to attack Syria. This goes back all the way to the 1967 war, when there was Israeli attacks, unprovoked Israeli attacks, that really ignited the 1967 war. And that was from accounts by Israeli generals and defense ministers who years later admitted it. So this has gone on many, many times. I think we could see from the one short video clip that at least some of the Israeli missiles were shot down by the Syrian air defenses. But I don't think we have any reason to doubt that some of the targets were probably hit as well, given the accounts.
So, while everybody's been distracted with this fake terrorist attack in New York, of course, the Israeli state, has been bombing Syria, under the guise of, all these distractions they want, because we know that we're the new Jerusalem that's going to be coming down from heaven, we the elect of Israel, so they want you distracted with all this fake shootings, fake terror attacks, so that way they have a reason for going into Syria, because the Syrian government as well as the Russian government wants America out of Syria. Because, of course, America has no reason to be in Syria. They weren't invited by the Syrian government. So, of course, they're going to use the Israeli state to bomb Damascus. And that's been happening now for the past 3 weeks. But, of course, you're not going to hear anything about it because you're going to be so glued to this fake news, which they're the fake news, the goddamn fucking alakakis, the fucking Zionists who run the news. They pretty much own everything. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, they own everything, so they're going to give you this fake narrative, and that's what Esau does, is he changes the narrative, he pretty much take a Greek mythology, mixed it into what we now know as stretch Christianity today, and has taken on the customs of the people that he had conquered, which is why Greek mythology is into stretch Christianity today, because, of course, they took the Bible, because the Greeks originally used to make fun of we Hebrew Israelites, and they taken the Bible and taken all the philosophies of the Grecians, but they just applied it to their own, because Esau doesn't have a religion of his own, so he's got to steal somebody else's. So they had stolen both Egyptian and Greek mythology and molded it into stretch Christianity, which is why the name Jesus, which means hail to Zeus, hail to the god of thunder, pretty much. And so that's what they want you to worship, which they put their own image of Cesare Borgia up there, So that's, it there, that pretty much they want you distracted with everything else, so they create these distractions, these so-called terror groups, as a reason for America to still be in Syria. But, of course, like everything else, though, people starting to wake up to this, starting to realize that, the real Israelites are not those people over there claiming themselves to be Jews. They got that joke, Stephen Ben Danoon trying to debunk us, trying to say that, AKA, that we're Ethiopian Jews, when in fact Ethiopia is a part of Ham. We don't look like the Hamites, we're Israelites, and that's another thing, is that the Grecians and the Egyptians were even darker skinned than the Israelites. See, the Israelites are really brown skinned, and the Hamites were very dark skinned, And so, there's a big difference, between a Hamite and an Israelite. But they don't want you to know anything about it. They just want you to think that everybody comes from Africa. So they've pretty much catfished everybody into believing that they're the Jews, they're the Greeks, they're the Egyptians, and not so. Oh, and they want to also catfish you into thinking that the Arabs are the Edomites, when in fact the Arabs are the Ishmaelites, because they claim Ishmael, and I know that it sounds repetitive, but you see, that's just it, though, is they've been lying to everybody for so long that, you spend, quite a few minutes just to dissolve all the lies that are out there. But, most of all, these things are distraction, to distract our people from learning what's going on. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who are teaching this truth and sincerity, and a shout out to the Akim, people out here that are waking up to this truth and are coming into this truth. You've been, that everything that you've been told has been a lie, and you've been questioning everything, and it's like, wait a minute, that's not lining up. Well, you're coming to find out that you're an Israelite, despite what you look like, because we were pretty much cut off. We became Gentiles in the essence that, we had lost our heritage, so we became Gentiles, and that's what the New Testament was talking about, that the Gentiles is referring to the Israelites who don't know they're Israelites, because they were raised in these other systems and philosophies, raised in Greece, raised in Rome, but they didn't know that they were Israelites. So, that's just it. There's been an awakening because we're in the Valley of Dry Bones, which is America, Babylon the Great, and that this place, America, think of it as a lake of fire, because that's what eventually it's going to become. All these nations are going to destroy America, and it's going to be a great day. We can't wait for that day, because there is no future here in Babylon the Great, in America. You work your fucking ass off all your life, and you think you're going to get a pension, you think that you're going to get retirement, and you find out you can't afford to retire, because if you retire, you're going to lose everything. That's how Esau has everybody bound, And so we know that this place, you can't ever get free. You can't be free of any of it, Pretty much everything you've been told has been a lie. And we're waking up to that, so they, are trying to put false narratives out there because they just want a reason to go to war with Iran. Because taking away Syria is a way to weaken Iran because they plan to attack Iran. Thus, they're gathering the armies of the world to fight in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. That's happening now. And eventually, they're going to fight against the Most High. When we get beamed up on them chariots and we start destroying this place and the rest of the world, bringing down Edom, they're going to try to fight to survive, because these Edomites pretty much, are going to be destroyed. And, this is good news for us, but bad news for them. Because, the chains are coming off us, and they're starting to go on the Edomites. The Edomites, I see more Edomites that are homeless here in Redding than I see Israelites, And Edomites are starting to taste of that, taste what it's like for us. It's like, yeah, you're right, your retirement and all that, everything you worked hard for, it ain't fucking working, isn't it? Maybe you shouldn't have delighted in our sufferings. Because we're delighting in your sufferings, we're glad to see these Edomites fucking pay for what they've fucking done. You think not? And we all just can't wait for the day that America burns. We're not the only ones that, want to burn the flag and just tear down everything. We hate it here. We're stuck here. Nobody's going to buy us back. There's never, ever anybody to buy us back. We were discontinued from our heritage, so now, like everything else, though, we're starting to be brought back into this truth, and that's what the real baptism is being brought into this truth, and it takes a prophet. It takes a prophet to go out there and prophesy. So if you're among the elect, your job now is to go out and prophesy. Whether Esau likes it or not, It's time to prophesy, because this place ain't going to be around much longer. It's going to be the lake of fire. And, definitely don't take the mark of the beast, the chip, but everybody else will tell you it's something else. But Esau got you used to chipping your pets, so now they'll tell you great things like, if your child is lost, now we can find him, You don't have to worry about him being picked up by a pedophile, although they're starting to make it more illegal to where that word is not even a word anymore, that it's quite normal for a daughter and a father to get married, because this is Babylon the Great, this place of confusion, that, if you don't want to be a man anymore, you could be a woman or whatever, Gender identity, all this stuff, man. It's all filthiness. That's why it's called the place of Sodom and Egypt. You know that Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed for these very things, which is why this place of Sodom and Egypt is about to be destroyed. This place of our bondage. So, like everything else, though, they want more distractions. But what's really going on is that the Israeli state in Levant, ISIL, Edom, Esau, is still looking to bring down the government of Bashar al-Assad and of Syria. And, of course, like everything else, to get people to revolt is the whole reason for Donald Trump just doing what he was told to do, declaring Jerusalem as the capital of the Israeli state. It was all done on purpose, so that way they would revolt. And, of course, they know that Syria, the Syrian people, Damascus, pretty much believes in the Palestinian cause, believes that Palestine, the Palestinians have every right to be there. Well, yeah, because we were discontinued from our heritage in 70 A.D., but everybody knows that those are the Edomites over there. The rest of the countries know that, and they want the Edomites out of there. So that's why all this is happening. And they did that on purpose, so that way, a revolt would start, aka a revolution would start, and then that would be a reason for attacking Syria. Oh, because, the Palestinians are Hamas or whatever, which they control Hamas, by the way. They control everything. They run the media. So they're running the circus. So it's time to be aware of those things. So I hope this has been edifying, and, don't be catfished anymore by Esau and his media. Pretty much all this stuff is a staging event. The whole world is a stage, and Esau's world is about to come to his end. Shalom.
Joining us live now from California is Miss Alice Rothschild, who is the author of Broken Promises, Broken Dreams. Alice, as always, thanks for joining us here on Press TV. What are your thoughts in the wake of Donald Trump's decision?
This is another one of Donald Trump's completely horrific decisions. He has no understanding of international law, established foreign policy. He basically doesn't really care what the impact is on his decisions in terms of how the international community responds. I think he was giving a gift to Adelson, who's given him millions of dollars and has been pushing for this to happen. He's basically throwing red meat to his evangelical Christian right-wing supporters and some of the more right-wing mainstream Jewish organizations. I think it's a totally catastrophic decision on his part. What I'm really afraid of is that there will be an appropriate response from Palestinians and other people in the Arabic-speaking world because this is an outrageous decision. And then, Israelis will throw tear gas and shoot people, which they've already started doing. More militant groups may be inspired to do more militant things. And then Trump will say, see, these Muslims are crazy. And then he'll have his Muslim ban all sealed up. So I think this is a very cynical, outrageous, dangerous move on his part.
Alice, the United States has always said it is a neutral player when it comes to any peace negotiations. Has it pretty much ensured now through this act of it that it really has proven itself as not neutral?
Well, I don't think the U.S. has ever been a neutral broker, but it has claimed to be. Now it doesn't even have the possibility of claiming to be. So it basically takes the mask off of something that, if anyone's been paying attention, has been true for a long time. I mean, the U.S. has been referred to as Israel's lawyers, so they've never been a neutral broker in any sense of the word.
And so, okay, let's talk about reactions then, Alice, if we may. We do have many of Israel's allies in the West, specifically in Europe, of course, who have said that they don't agree with Trump's decision. Is that, do you think, the limit of how far they're going to go, though, with their words? Are we going to expect any action on the part of the United Nations or at the United Nations by those countries that don't agree with Trump?
Well, I hope so. Israel has been very successful at suppressing reactions to its behaviors, particularly because of the clout of the U.S. So I'm not really optimistic, but I do hope that people who respect international law, understand UN resolutions, understand the concept of diplomacy, human rights, basic things like that, which could lead to a peace agreement that would be long-lasting, would put up a big fight. Whether that's going to happen or not is going to take a lot of organizing against U.S. pressure, and we have basically, a lunatic in chief directing our show. So the times are very bleak.
Very well, Alice. We'll leave it there at that. But of course, as always, we appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule to speak to us here at Press TV. Oh, did you want to add something, Alice?
Wilton.
I do apologize. Go ahead, Alice. I do apologize. Go ahead.
I think it's important for people to know that the Jewish community is not monolithic, and there are many Jewish groups and Jewish people in the United States who are also horrified by this decision.
Indeed, and we appreciate you clarifying that for us, Alice, of course. And as always, as I said, we appreciate you sharing your insight with us as well.
Shalom, Yisrael. Now let me give all praises to Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, double honors to our teachers, Elder Apostle Great Millstone. Much love, peace to you brothers doing the work, sincere honesty, pushing these videos out. I don't want to tell this to be quick. This is off of True News, a so-called Christian web channel, pushing that Jesus madness. The one you call Jesus, his real name is Yahushai in the Paleo Hebrew. Going to the book of Acts, the 27th chapter. I believe even the 26th chapter, it says that when Paul was knocked off his horse, he heard a voice speaking unto him. This is the book of Acts, chapter 26 and 14. It says, and when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me, and saying in the Hebrew tongue. Remember the book of Hebrews, in the so-called New Testament, right? It says, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against a prick. So the Lord didn't speak English, he didn't speak Greek, he spoke Hebrew. And we call out his name in the Hebrew, pursuing the book of Zephaniah 3 and 8. Scriptures say the Lord will return unto his people a pure language where we shall call upon his name. Right, so I'm just going into this this video here. Let me give a single salutation to you brothers, pushing this word, pushing the name, pushing this doctrine, all right, magnifying the name, this knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Now, this video is going into how you so-called Christians are admitting, all right, and finding out that these Israelis are pushing the mark of the beast technology, and how it doesn't fit the biblical prophecy if they're saying they're the Jews of the Bible. All right, that's what we've been saying for a long time, starting with our elders, Apostle Great Millstone. They've been saying this for over 30-some years. Me, I've been saying this for, say, my little amount of time being in the truth. But we've been saying that, we believe, therefore we speak. So let me get into this. Let me jump to this one scripture here, this book of Isaiah. This is Isaiah 14:16. Says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Right, because the people, the puppet masters of Esau's actions are these so-called Jews, all right, these Amalekites or Edomite elites. Right? And they're the ones that have been weakening the nations using military and chemicals and GMOs and these laws that are destroying nations, these policies. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? You go into Oppenheimer. He said he became a destroyer of worlds when they created the atom bomb, and they dropped it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And he said, I've become the destroyer of worlds, meaning, they knew that there were different worlds, man, which John 3:16 would explain. And he quoted the Gita, I believe the Gita, and going into Bhashti, or that heathenism. But the point is these are the people that made the earth to tremble using the atom bomb. And these Edomites that you see here, they're starting to question their authority. You're starting to see division among Satan. All right, Matthew's the 12th chapter. It says, verse 17. It says, I made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof. You see what happened to Syria, what's going on in Libya, the slave markets, who's driving that, and destroyed the cities thereof, and opened not the house of the prisoners. So these showing you that these, you know, these Edomites, all right, are looking and at the top elites and questioning, how is it that if you guys are the real Jews of the Bible, how are you promoting the mark of the beast system? So I'll play it here.
Was Israel sells high-tech military weapons and technologies to China. They're not our friend.
You know, it's so interesting about the technology angle of this, Rick. You mentioned previously the statements from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. A good quarter of that speech, I listened to the entire thing, a good quarter of that speech was about how Israel is leading the world in connectivity, artificial intelligence, and technology advancements.
Oh, because your mighty dollar, you Americans donating money to that welfare state, man. Thanks to you, you've groomed a killing machine, man.
Israel is a hub for technology. The Prime Minister actually even quoted the Google CEO, Eric Schmidt. He said, yes, he believes we are the place to go when it's the new Silicon Valley. Israel produces not just AI and artificial intelligence and autonomous vehicles, but they're leading the world in military, advanced technologies, drones, and other advanced procedures.
They're also leaders in autonomous driving vehicles.
Yes.
And definitely in surveillance. Something the Christian Zionists don't talk about is that the Israeli government is making every Israeli citizen be biometrically scanned and their biometric identifiers entered into a national database. If this is God's chosen people, why are they implementing the mark of the beast system?
Ooh. This is Revelation chapter 2 and 9. It says, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. These Jews aren't going through tribulation and poverty. They're the highest technically advanced country. Due to what? Getting welfare. They're a welfare state. They're getting money from Canada, from Britain, from the US, all right? Throughout the whole world, they're receiving money to increase in these, not because they're so great and so advanced, because they're great deceivers. It says, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. The word synagogue means chief house. The chief house of this biometrics, surveillance state, autonomous vehicles, right? Robotics is the so-called Jews, all right? Jewish people of the land of Israel, these fake Jews, the synagogue of Satan. So that's a chief house. And Esau's starting to, these other Esau, dukes of Esau, because they're different tribes of Esau. They're starting to look and question their authority.
He brought this up actually in the speech. He said that Benjamin Netanyahu. He actually said he'd shared this with the Chinese president Xi Jinping, and he'd shown him the card that every Israeli now can hold that holds every biometric healthcare data for that patient. All I have to do is take this card and scan it, and the government knows your blood type, your gene type. That was the other section. They said in the speech that they're taking gene samples from Israeli citizens to help them better personalize their health care.
Vladimir Putin said whoever controls artificial intelligence will rule the world.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and 24. I just quoted. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now, these gutter rat Jews, they've been around the world ever since, what's his name? Moses M. Bauer, man, when they started to take over the money and the currency. Like he says, give me the power to print the money, and I care not who makes the laws. And they've been running that ever since, man. So this is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Now the Heavenly Father established a way to trade and make money, and that was based on silver and gold. All right, precious metals. And these so-called Jews are creating a false balance in where they're using digital currency and a dollar that hyperinflates and loses its value and increases in value. All right, according to how they feel, man. That's a false balance unto the Lord, and the scripture says that's an abomination, right? So let me jump to the book of Revelation, chapter 13. So who's in the handle? Who's controlling the world right now? The currency, right? The whole social direction, psychological direction of the earth, of the people who run the media, who run the everything, man. This is book of the scriptures say, if not where and who is he? So we know who he is. We leave that up to all you other people to figure it out for yourself. This is book of Revelations 13:9. It says 13 and 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. And who's giving life unto the image of the beast? The so-called Jewish people, man. Amalek, the fake Jews, the synagogue of Satan. It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now, the first, I believe, this first CEO of was it Scheindlin? I believe that was Monsanto. Monsanto, I believe, Scheindlin. Slakia, going off here. It says, and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's why they got all these autonomous vehicles, and they have America storing up these coffins that can fit 3 people, for disposing of bodies. It says, and he caused all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Now that mark in the Greek is charagma, which means an incision, all right? A cutting and a tattoo, in other words, all right? A device inserted under your skin to mark your, to give you a number, man. Instead of having your social insurance number, your license, or your so-called health number, right? This device is going to hold all that information. And he even said your genome, all right? Your genetic makeup. They're playing God, all right? They're trying to be the Most High, as pursuing the book of Thessalonians. So people who get this are going to be able to buy and sell. Those who do not get it will not be able to buy and sell. This can be a form of a trade, all right? What do you call it? Commerce, like a form of commerce. Now they're getting rid of the dollar, cash, totally, and they're creating a system or a net that is that works on digital currency, and they got what do you call it? Blockchain, all right, with Bitcoin, and giving people the ability to secure transactions and their money and trade without having the government or great big corporations as the middleman. They got all kind of stuff right now on the books right now, man. They got computers that are able to quantum computing, where they compute at a faster rate, and they got computers that could also learn and teach, and create other computers, which actually just occurred a few days ago. This thing's that's Daniel the 12th chapter. Knowledge shall increase, and rather than require or quam, went into the word knowledge means science, and science and technology has been increasing very rapidly in the past year or two, right? So it says on verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And this beast is a system that what's his name? Aaron Russo went into. He said that Rothschild wanted to chip every citizen, give him a mark and chip him, and this is gonna be a form of this is gonna be slavery, man. This is a new slavery, and showing you who's the devil, man. So I'm gonna close up, giving all praises to Heavenly Father Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone. Much love, peace, and salutations to hopeful elect, B'yata Wada, 144,000. All right, and 1/3 of the men, women, children helpmeets to the brothers. All right, shalom.
All right, shalom. All praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the Akim out there pushing the word of truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Kanak.
Brother Kunawat.
Yeah, so we want to do a video pretty much going into the prophecies, because we're in a time where all the prophecies are coming to pass, all right, in the end days. Now there's pretty much Trump He recognized Jerusalem, which is our home of nativity. All right, it's not them goddamn Palestinians or them fake ass rats over there in our land. All right, they're fighting over our land, and pretty much Trump recognized Jerusalem as an embassy, as the capital, you know. And then Palestinians, they believe that that's their land too. So there's so much conflict and turmoil, you know. So we got a couple of articles that we probably can go into and then filter them through the scriptures, all right, because we're in that time of World War III, and this is all leading into the time. This is all leading into that great hour of destruction. Okay, so I mean we're in an unprecedented time right now, man. We're in a time where the market of beasts is being pushed. We're in a time of World War III is being pushed. I mean, if you can't see that, you clearly have no discernment. All right, because this is the time that all the prophets and all the men of the Lord, okay, want it to happen. And we're actually in that time. So this is a beautiful time that we're in. Yep. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna read some of this article. So I got an article on Al Jazeera, right? It says Trump ignores warnings with reckless Jerusalem move, right? And I'm gonna read a little bit of the article. President Donald Trump has announced that the U.S. formally recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and will begin the process of moving its embassy to the city, breaking the decades of U.S. policy. Now, you got to know that Jerusalem, the land of Israel, is a hotbed of controversy. All right, because that's the Most High's favorite land. So you have them Palestinians and them Amalekites over there fighting over the land, and this is going to further usher in that World War III over the fight over that land, man. That's why that land is so important, all right, because that's a very heavy spiritual land. You got a lot of these other nations took that land, right, and placed it upon themselves to call themselves the Jews, all right, and this is all biblical prophecy, okay.
Yeah, you got a lot of nations over there, mainly the Arabs and them so-called Jews. And Jerusalem has always been split up. You got one part is for them rats, one part is for them Arabs and Muslims. You got one part for the Christians, and I believe there's another part that the city is split up into. So with this dude Trump making that move, he's basically saying that that's the capital of the state of Israel, man. You know, nobody else has rights to that land outside of them so-called Jews. You know, which that's stirring up a lot of controversy, man.
Yep. Continue. This is Trump. I have determined that it is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, Trump said in a televised speech on Wednesday. And this is perfect timing. All right, this is perfect timing to further put fire on the controversy that's already there, or that's already bubbling in the midst of World War III. Okay, this is all leading up into the hour of destruction. Okay. So I'm gonna skip down, right, and I'm gonna read a quote. So this is a quote. It says, "This is the most dangerous decision that any U.S. president has ever taken." Why? Because if America recognizes as Jerusalem as the capital, like the brother was saying, it pretty much nobody else has rights to that land. All right, and wars have been fought over that land, man. A lot of wars have been fought for that land, okay, especially Jerusalem, okay? So by Trump doing that, he's pretty much saying that, okay, them so-called fake-ass rats, those are the Jews, all right, and none of you other nations have rights to this land, all right, and that's going to break apart a lot of the ties that America has to these Arab nations, you know, and which further proves that we're in the biblical times right now, which further proves that all the nations are going to come against America, because all these other nations, they don't want Trump to do this. All right, no other president has had the balls, so to speak, to do this. But we all know that this is all the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai to stir up that Third World War. That's right. Okay. This is the most dangerous decision that any U.S. president has ever taken, he said, adding that Trump had disqualified his country from any possible role in the peace process. You see that? So we're coming in a time where the nations are not going to be peaceful with each other. All right, we're coming in a time of division, right? We're coming in a time of war. All right, so there's no more. They're not going to have peace treaties, right? You're not going to have, or we're going to get together and try to divide the land. You have this part, you have that. No, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a clear a clear line in the sand, so to speak. All right, and that's going to usher in that chaos, which is going to usher in that Third World War.
Yeah, well, how can you have peace talks with Trump making this declaration? He's recognizing Jerusalem as the official capital for the state of Israel. So he's basically completely disregarding the people that was already there, which that's not your land to begin with. Okay, that land belongs to us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But before the so-called white man got there, them Arabs was living there. Okay? And they consider Jerusalem their capital, man.
That's right.
So what's going to happen? They're going to clash. Okay, and who you got backing up Israel? You got the United States. Was this really the only ally they got?
That's right.
Now, who's backing up the Palestinians? Pretty much the majority of the Arabs, man. Okay, and the main player is who? Iran. Iran is the one that helps Hezbollah. They fund Hezbollah, man. Okay, so this conflict is going to jump off, man. This World War III is going to spark off. And Iran and Israel are two major players in this World War III that's getting ready to play out, man. Okay, and this is really the beginning of it. Okay. This is going to further stir up tensions, okay? And then even a few years ago, probably last year, I believe the UN recognized Palestine as being a state. They got a seat in the UN, man. Okay? So they're kind of like officially a country now, man.
Yeah.
All right, now these two states, you know, they were so-called fighting over Jerusalem, but now you got America just completely backing the Israelis, man. Say, okay, look, this is the capital. We're going to move the embassy there. Okay? And the embassy ain't going to be the embassy of Palestine. It's going to be the U.S. embassy for Israel. Okay? Like I said earlier, recognizing that them so-called Jews have a stake in that land, man. Like, that's their land. Okay? You Arabs, you gotta get out. All right? You don't got nothing to do with this land.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And them Arabs, they pissed the hell off, man.
Yeah, because what's happening is all right. We're not in the time of peace treaties, man. We're in the time because the Most High, He's working on these leaders' minds to do all this. All right, and this is all ushering in that tension between the nations, man. You know. So you go ahead and bring that out.
I got something real quick.
Okay,
this is Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Yeah, that second woe is talking about the Second World War. All right, and it says the third woe, which is the Third World War, is coming quickly. All right, and how quickly is it coming? You're actually seeing it happen right before your eyes. All right, you're actually seeing the lead up to the last battle that's ever going to take place. All right, that's going to be a thermonuclear battle between America, all right, and all the other nations.
Yep.
Okay, because all the other nations, they're going to link up, man, and you're seeing that. So we're in a beautiful time. And we're seeing the prophecies happen right before our eyes. Okay? So that third woe is coming right now, man. And you're starting to see that Trump could be that guy that ushering in. All right? Because he's doing blatant moves. All right? Which this is all the plan of Yahweh Shema Shai. Because if it was up to these other nations, really, they would be in peace with each other. You know, they wouldn't want a third world war. Like Russia, Putin doesn't want a third world war because he knows that when them nuclear missiles shoot off, everybody's a loser.
Yep.
But the Most High, he pretty much put it in the book that this was going to happen. So now you're starting to see all these blatant moves, man. Like just you be like, God damn, you know,
like this thing, man. And this is further going to make these nations look at America some type of way.
Yep.
America's supposed to be the broker of peace on the earth. You know, you're supposed to be for human rights. You know, you're supposed to be the nation that's completely against war. But this thing that Donald Trump did is just inciting war, man. Okay? You're going to bring more war to the earth. Okay, here it is. You're supposed to be the broker of peace. You're supposed to be the mediator between the Palestinians and the Israelis. But you just completely went left, man.
Yep.
Okay? And if I could just read this real quick.
Okay,
This is the response that them damn Palestinians had. Okay? This is on RT. It says, Jerusalem is the eternal capital of the state of Palestine. Palestine leader Abbas. Okay, and it's got a picture here. It says, Palestinians react during a protest against U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital in Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip. Mahmoud Abbas has condemned Washington's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. He said it negates the U.S. right to be a mediator in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Okay? So basically, he's saying, like, look, now you don't got nothing to say, man.
Yeah.
Okay, really, America was the only thing holding back the Palestinians from going to war with the Israelis because they was having them talks, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Okay, well, look, let's make a compromise. You know, look, you can get this. You can have this part. We'll give you this part over here.
Yeah.
You know, well, okay, we'll try to petition them to stop the settlements. But all that's out the window now, man. Because you just show whose side you on, man. How you going to be a mediator, but then you favor one side over the other? And that was blatant.
Yeah, blatant.
Okay? Because before, okay, look, the U.S. ain't saying nothing. But now Donald Trump just came out and said, okay, look, this is the eternal capital of Israel. Okay, Jerusalem, this is where we're going to put our embassy here. You know, to hell with you Palestinians, man. Okay? Showing you that mediator position that the U.S. had with the Palestinians is just a front, man. Okay? The so-called white man's the devil, man.
Yeah, it's showing. He's showing. We know he's the devil. Now he's showing all you nations that he's the devil, man. You know? Just doing blatant. This is a blatant act of war, man. You know? No other president has even took that stance.
Yeah.
You know?
They know how volatile the situation is out there, man.
Because this can escalate really fast.
It is going to escalate.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
They mad. They already recognize that they think in their mind, okay, this is our land. We've been here for centuries. Then these Edomites come here, you know? And they took the land from us. Okay? Now they occupying, they killing us, you know? And now the United States is going to recognize the Jerusalem as being the capital of the state of Israel and just completely disregard the us Palestinians that have been there, you know?
I got a precept for you.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Joel 3:2. I will gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yeah, it's the valley of Jehoshaphat is over there in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, okay? And you can see it happening, man. Mm-hmm. Like I said earlier, who backs the Palestinian state? Mainly Iran, man.
Iran, yeah.
Okay. Then you got Iran and the United States. Now they having disagreements. Okay. And then a war is going to pop off between the Palestinians and the Israelis, man. And who's going to back up the Palestinians? Them Iranians, man. Who's going to back up Israel, the U.S.?
Man, this is going to be hot, bro.
Okay.
This is hot.
And then all these other nations are going to jump in. Okay, who backs up Iran?
Yep.
Russia,
China. Yep.
North Korea going to get up in there.
So you're starting to see that the Most High is forcing these nations' hands to go over into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yep.
Because if this pops off, the only backing ally that them Israelis have are America. So America got to send troops in the ground. Yep. And then what's going to happen? The Palestinians are backed by what the brother was just talking about, the Iranians. The Iranians, the Russians, everybody's going to flood into the Middle East, man. Yep. All right? It's going to be boots on the ground, man. Okay? It's going to be boots on the ground. And they're gonna go into that region, and then that's when that Third World War gonna kick off, man. Yep. So we're in that time, man.
And they already out there because of what's going on up there in Syria. You got Iran's over there in Syria, China's out there already, okay, and then Russians is already over there. And now this thing pops off, you know. See, the Most High is calculated in what he does,
crazy.
man.
It's beautiful.
Okay. Now, conveniently, this thing pops off. See, so this World War III is right around the corner, man. Okay? The tensions are at an all-time high, man.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yeah, all nations are going to be there. Okay? Keep going.
And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Yeah, so really the Most High is doing this to judge you nations for what you did to the nation of Israel, man. That word plead, when you look it up, it means to judge. Okay, so the Most High is bringing all you nations there so you can fight against each other, go against each other, and kill each other. Okay, and then he can judge you when his son comes back, man. Why? For what you did to his people. Okay, and you damn Arabs, you ain't innocent, man. You had a part in our slavery too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's why the Most High is going to bomb that land that you living on to hell and back, with you in there and them so-called Jews, man. None of y'all belong there. Okay? Keep going.
Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Okay, now you got the state of Palestine and the state of Israel. Okay. When did the Most High ever give you Arabs, you Ishmaelites, that land? When did he give you Edomites that land, man? He never gave it to you. Okay. Well, you took it after we got kicked out of there, man. After the Most High gave us the boot. Okay. That's when you came in there and split it up amongst yourselves, man. Okay, and now you Arabs are mad because the so-called white man played you on the transaction, man.
Yeah, he finessed you out of the land, man.
You know? He just came in there and killed you. Okay, look, I'll let you have it. So now I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it from you, man. I'm gonna say it's my land. All right.
Yep, I can.
On that.
Yeah, there's more. I can jump to 9 though. I'm gonna jump to 9.
Okay,
yeah.
Let me read a little bit of this though. I ain't gonna read the whole thing. It says Muhammad Abbas has strongly rejected Donald Trump's declaration stating that Jerusalem is the eternal capital of the state of Palestine. So two nations can't have the same capital, man. Okay. So the only option you can see happening is war.
Yeah, it's the only option.
Okay, we got to fight for the right to claim this land as our capital, man. Now imagine if Canada wanted to claim Washington, D.C. as the capital, man. What's going to happen? It's going to be a war. Okay, they're going to have to fight, all right, for the right to declare this land or this city their capital, man. And that's what's going to happen. Okay. Washington's hostile move effectively nullifies Washington's right to be a peace broker in the Arab-Israeli conflict, Abbas underlined. So whatever the United States says, the Palestinians ain't trying to hear it no more, man. Okay? There ain't going to be they've lost all credibility when it comes to being a mediator, man.
Yeah.
Why? Because you chose sides. The mediator is supposed to have he's not supposed to choose sides. He's supposed to judge right down the middle.
Yeah, he's supposed to have a neutral stance.
Yep. The U.S. move not only jeopardizes the Israeli-Palestinian peace process, but would also lead to endless wars of international scale. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. All right. See, so this is the ushering. This is going to play a part in the ushering in of World War III, man. It says endless wars on an international scale, and I just broke it down to you why it's going to become international, man. Who's backing up the Palestinians? Mm-hmm. Iran. Okay, in Iran, they have their allies, which are major forces on the world playing field, man. Okay, Russia being the main one, China being the main one. Who's with China? Okay, them North Koreans, man. All right, even though they trying to make it seem like the Chinese got a problem with North Korea, they on the same page, man.
They on the same page.
Okay, that's why China ain't went in there and did nothing about the nukes he got, man. Xi Jinping don't give a damn about what the hell Kim Jong-un's doing down there, man. Okay. And that who's the main nation that's always striking down these resolutions against North Korea? Okay, it's China and Russia, man. They don't be what America be talking about, okay? Trying to pass these different legislations in the Security Council and the UN to go against North Korea, okay? Even though the mainstream media is trying to paint a picture like China is against North Korea, okay? Then even if they were, when this deal goes down, North Korea is going to jump on board China, man. They're going to jump in with China.
Yep.
Okay. Then what else is going on? You got the Philippines. They talking to the Russians.
The Russians, yeah.
Okay. Them Saudi Arabians, they talking to the Russians, man. Okay. So this is going to kick off World War III, man, just as the prophecy states. Okay. Abbas warned, the recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital will also play into the hands of terrorist organizations who are seeking excuses to wage religious wars. The Palestinian leader further cautioned. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is what it's all going down to anyway. Okay, because the plan of the elites is to have a war that goes. The two sides are going to be Christianity versus Islam. Okay, and you can see the stage getting set for that, man. Okay, with this thing, because you idiots out there, okay, you idiots that's in the Christianity, you actually believe that these people in Israel them so-called Jews, that they're the real chosen people of God, man. So you're gonna be with this war. Oh, we gotta save those Jews. You know, the scriptures tell you that you gotta be on the side of the Jews. Blessed are he that blesses them. You know, and cursed be he that cursed. Not even understanding what that's talking about, man.
Yep.
All right. But you could jump to 9.
This is verse 9. We're back in Amos, Joel, so I get verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
Yep, prepare war. And that's what's going on, man. Okay, so the Most High is putting in the minds of these nations to prepare war. That's why Trump made this statement, man. Okay, and he made this declaration that Jerusalem is going to be the capital of the state of Israel, man. Because the Most High is stirring up the minds of these nations to prepare for war. And this is going to kick this war off, man. Okay.
Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near.
Yep.
Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Yeah, that's what these nations have been doing, man. You had these fucking weird ass spics last week come on the side.
Yeah.
You know, oh well, North Korea, their people are starving. How is their army gonna do anything? Look, man, you people are real retarded, man. What the hell do you feeding your people got to do with how strong your army is, man? As long as if you put money into the army, that means your soldiers is fed. That's all you got to worry about, man. You ain't give a damn about the average citizen.
And furthermore, that's all fake news, man. Furthermore, they try to paint North Korea, they're starving out their citizens and shit. What narrative is that? That's the narrative of the so-called white man. All right, the U.S. All right, to draw more, what's it called? I forget the word. Basically, they put you people on the side of going to war with these other nations to paint the picture how these other nations are wrong. They're violating human rights. You know, so they can have a pretext to go into these other nations to destroy them, man. You know. It says, "Let the weak say I am strong."
Yeah, let the weak say I'm strong. That's what's going on now, man. In North Korea. Okay, in the 50s, the so-called white man over here in the U.S., he went over there and completely destroyed the infrastructure, man. Okay. Showing you that the North Koreans was weak at that time, but now what? They strong, man. They got a massive army, okay, and they soldiers is specifically trained to put people to death, man. Not like the United States. Over here, the army is made up of these fucking kids that didn't want to go to college. All right, just people. I need something to do. You know, I need some money. Well, if I go in the army for a few years, I get out and I'm gonna get checks for the rest of my life. You know, if I get an honorable discharge, they ain't going there thinking about, okay, I gotta kill people. I'm gonna go in there so I can be trained to kill people. That's what they teach these people in these other armies, man, of these different nations. You go look at them North Koreans, so they ready to put people to death, man. When they sign up, they know that that's what they got to do, man. Okay, I'm signing up to defend my country and to kill people, man. And they train them to do that. Okay, they don't do a service. Stay there for 4 years and they go back home and they family, man. Same thing with them Iranians, man. Same thing with them Russians. Okay, they literally prepare their soldiers for war, man. They get them ready for war. Okay, keep going.
Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen.
Yeah, all the heathen. Okay, they're going to assemble themselves. All right, and you got some of them nations over there in the Middle East already. Okay, but the Most High is going to gather all these nations up. Okay, so he can pour out his indignation upon them, man. Keep going.
It says, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
And the mighty ones ain't talking about these different nations' mighty men, man. Okay, the mighty ones are talking about the angels. Okay, and they talk about the Spetnas. Okay. Are the Green Berets, all right? It's talking about the angels of the Heavenly Father, man. Keep going. Because the angels are going to be taking part in this battle too, man. Okay, the scriptures tell you that the Most High mustereth the host of the battle. In every major war that has gone down, the Most High has had a part in it, man. Okay? He's the one that's going to change the tide of the war to make sure it favors his prophecies, man.
That's right.
Okay? That's how it always went down, man.
Right. That's right. It says, let the heathen be awakened.
Yeah, and the heathen are awoken. Keep going.
and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yep.
For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Yeah, so the time is ripe. Okay, now it's time to reap. Okay, keep going.
Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision.
Yeah, because it's going to be an innumerable amount of soldiers out there, man. Because all these nations' armies are going to be over there, man. Every nation that has an army, they're going to be out there in the Middle East. And the Most High is going to judge them, man. Keep going.
It says, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
That's right. Yeah, which the valley of Jehoshaphat means the Most High's judgment. Yahweh's judgment, man. Yahweh's Shabbat. Okay? So the Most High is going to gather all these nations up to judge them over there in the Middle East, man.
Yep.
Okay? I got a quick precept. This is Isaiah 9 and 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
This is talking about that third woe. Like we just read in Revelation. Prior to all these wars, okay, prior to the Third World War, which is going to be nuclear fire, right? It's not going to be shot off with swords. It's not going. This is not a war like in the ancient world where you have swords and axes and shields, and you will set up your different armies on the side of the plain, all right, and you'll go together, and people get stabbed and slashed.
Yeah,
screaming, blood going everywhere. Okay, bodies on the ground. Now, this is not going to be that type of war. This is going to be a war where you're going to have a military personnel, okay, and these nuclear silos are pushing buttons, man, on the computer.
Yep.
And then they're going to, and from the nuclear silos, missiles are going to shoot off from one end of the earth to the other. Okay, primarily, okay, here in America, man. All right, they're going to get shot off from all these other nations. Okay, because they don't need troops on the ground, man.
Yeah.
All right, because they're going to say, hey, you know what, this place, America has to be destroyed, and they all going to be coming in league with each other, and they're going to push that button, man, and them nuclear missiles are going to fire off, and that's that great army, man. And it's going to totally wipe out America.
That's right.
So the prior wars where you had people with battle axes, okay, bucklers and shields, okay, you had 100,000 on that side, 75,000 on this side, and then they clashed together and had this big, long out, drawn war, okay, and screams and blood, people's head getting chopped off. Now it's not going to be like this. War is going to be a burning of fire, man. All right, you people here in America are going to get totally destroyed by that nuclear fire. You're going to get burnt up. Okay, I think that was it on that, huh?
Okay. Yeah, I got something else. This is Jeremiah 49, and I started 13. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. All right, that's a cut on that Mr. T nigga. Okay, he's saying that Vatican City is the Babylon the Great. Well, Babylon the Great is synonymous with Basra.
Basra, yep.
Okay. Now, it said that Basra shall be a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof. So, Basra got more than one
city, yeah.
You know? Yep. It's talking about Babylon the Great. Okay. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come up against her, and rise up to the battle.
Yeah, rise up to the battle. All these nations are going to rise up to the battle against America, man. And you're starting to see that. Because America is that rogue. America likes to paint the picture that all these other nations are rogue nations. Well, America is going against all international treaties. Okay, there's different protocols that you have to go through when you're dealing with nations, man. America bypasses all of those and then does what it wants. All right, but we're in a time now where all these nations, they have that nuclear capability now. You can't just go roll up into another nation and do what the hell you wanted to do. Okay. All right. Now there's certain protocols that you got to abide by.
Yep.
So now all these nations are seeing that America is pretty much a rogue nation, is doing whatever the hell it wants to do. All right. Bombing people, saying, all right, this Jerusalem is going to be it's now going to be the capital. All right. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
All right. They went into Syria. Okay, they go into all these different countries. They want to go into North Korea. So now Esau, he's being uncovered for the devil that he is, man. All right, and that's why all these other nations are starting to they put their money into their military. They said forget agriculture, okay? Forget forget everything else, infrastructure. We're gonna put everything into our military to deter America's coming into our country, man. And inevitably, the Most High, he set that up to destroy America, man. I continue.
I have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, "Gather ye together and come against her."
Yeah, gather together, all you nations, and come up against her. It's talking about America. Read.
And rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men.
Yeah, them damn so-called Jews, man. You know?
Talking about Esau
Esau in general. Yeah, Esau in general.
You insignificant, man. Okay, which that's what the word small means. You the lowest nation on the earth. Okay? Nobody really is taking you seriously anymore. And they seeing you for what you are. You're the devil, man. You the lowest nation on the earth, man. The way you deal, your dealings, okay? How you lie, okay? Well, how you like this? You say that you gonna be a mediator, but then you choose sides. What nation does that? What type of nation does that? Okay, the devil does that, man. That's something the devil would do. Okay, he says one thing, then he does the complete opposite. And who's he side with? The people that look like him, man. Okay.
I got a quick precept for Jake.
Okay, come.
This is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
That's right, and that's all the so-called white man thinks about 24/7: war and killing people, man. Okay, and he did the same thing to Gad when he came over here, speaking smooth words. Oh yeah, it's gonna be your land. We can share the land, you know. Then what did he do? He put Gad to death in mass numbers, man. Okay.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
And that's how the so-called white man comes to you, man. He comes smooth, you know, sly like the devil that he is, man. Okay? The same way he came to Eve, all sly, you know. And that's how he came to these arrows. Look, we're gonna broker peace. Okay, and then what since the United States have been the mediator over there, they've just been letting Israel do whatever they want to do, man. Grabbing more land. Okay. So back to this. It says, "For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen."
Like the brother was saying, pretty much all Edom. You know, you're gonna be small among the heathen, insignificant. Continue.
And despised among men.
And that's why all the other nations, they're gonna see how insignificant you are, and they're gonna shoot missiles on you. Okay? Because they're gonna be like they're gonna acknowledge everything that we're saying, man. The prophets are saying that you're the damn devil, man. Okay, every policy that you put in place, you break.
Yep.
All treaties that you make with other nations, you break. It's pretty much your way or the highway. All right, you break all international treaties. Okay, you pretty much you control the UN. Okay, now the other nations are like, look, man, we got military power, man. We ain't gonna take your bullshit no more, man. And then the Most High stirring up their minds, man.
Yep.
Right? So to come to war, this great big superpower America that nobody ever thought would go down. Well, it's gonna go down, man.
That's right.
All right, and it's gonna go down by the Yahweh Shem Yahushai putting the thought in these different leaders' minds to come against you. And just like Trump, he did this. This is because the Most High, he wanted this to happen. All right, to stir up all these nations going into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
That's right.
Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment, man, the valley of decision. All right, and what is this really for? This is really to judge you nations from going against Israel. All right, to going scattering us, like the scriptures say. All right, because we're in the whole grand scheme of things, we're not even in this plan.
Okay.
When you go on World Economic Global News, the nation of Israel's not in there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. They're very insignificant to where they're not even written about. Okay, but no, the Most High, he's going to elevate us, and all this war, all this turmoil that's happening in the world. This is all because the Lord's going to judge you nations for coming against us.
That's right.
All right. So this is the Lord doing this for us, man. So this is beautiful. We're actually seeing the judgment of all the heathens right before our eyes. Okay. Because you don't have in this New World Order plan. We're not in that New World Order plan. All right. And if we didn't have a savior, man, we'll be screwed.
Okay.
All right. You will pretty much try to exterminate us, man. We have no say so on what's going on in that land. That's our land. All right, and you damn devils know that. So that's why the Lord, he's judging you now for that. All right, and it's a beautiful thing. Is that more on that?
Yeah, it's a little bit more. I just wanted to say one thing too. If you go look at a nuclear missile target map, you can do a global map, or you can do it by country. The main places where Jake is, outside of the United States, that is, there's no targets there, man. You go to South America, Central America, or you go to the west coast of Africa. First of all, there ain't no African nation that have nuclear missiles, man. So there's no need to even shoot missiles on that land. Just backing up what the brother said, how basically this judgment is going to skip over where Jake is. Jake's not a player on this world stage when it comes to this World War III, man. Okay? It's mainly Esau, these Arab nations, you Moabites, you Ammonites. Okay? Some of you Hamitic nations are going to be up in there. Okay? And then you European countries, man. Okay?
Yeah, all the nations that took a lead of scattering us, man. What's it called? Psalms, the 83rd chapter goes into that.
Yep.
Can I read a little bit of it?
Come.
Yeah, just real quick for you. This is Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. Okay, and that's what you're seeing. All right, that's a prayer, but we're saying, Lord, keep not silence. Lord, can you do something for us? And the Lord is doing that, man. He's getting ready to fully judge you nations, man. Because of the things that you have done to us.
Yep.
It says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
That's right.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Yeah, and all these nations that it's going to list are conglomerate within that, man. And it's no coincidence that the nations that it's going to name is some of the major players in this World War III, man, that the Most High is going to judge. Okay?
It says, for they have consulted together with one consent.
Yep.
They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom.
Which Edom, you're going to be destroyed. Okay, we're reading about you here in Jeremiah the 49th chapter, man. Your stronghold, America, which is Basra, is going to be destroyed, man. The Most High is going to completely wipe it off the face of the earth. And he's going to destroy all of your armies out there in the Middle East, man. Keep going.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites, you Arabs, okay? You damn Palestinians. You're going to get jacked up too, man. Okay? The scriptures tell you in Isaiah the 14th chapter, rejoice not, thou Palestina, when the so-called white man goes down, because you're going to get a foot up your ass too, man.
That's right.
All right, keep going.
Of Moab.
You Moabites, you Chinese, okay? The Most High is going to lead you over there too. You already over there, okay? Some of the Chinese armies are already in Syria, okay? So when this thing jumps off, that damn demon Jinping, okay, the baby soup eater, he going to bring the rest of the army over there, man.
Right. It says, and the Hagarenes,
which is Hamites. Okay. Keep going.
Gebal.
Yep.
And Ammon.
Ammon, you Japanese, man. You're going to turn against this damn devil, and you're going to find your way to the Middle East. Okay. Keep going.
And Amalek.
You so-called Jews. Okay. Which this conflict that we reading about is between you so-called Jews, you Amalekites, and you Ishmaelites, man. Keep going.
The Philistines,
yep,
with their inhabitants of Tyre,
more Hamites. Keep going.
Assur is also joined with them.
Yep.
They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah.
Yep.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as in Caesarea, as in Jabin, and the brook of Kishon.
Yeah, he's going to destroy you, man. He's going to cut the head off. Okay. When he destroys your armies, if you read about what happened to the Midianites, we went to war with them. The general, he ended up fleeing away. Okay, and then he ran into some woman's tent. I believe she gave him some milk, and then he went to sleep, man. And what she do? She got a temple, one of the tent nails, and she drove it through his damn temples, man.
Yeah.
And the army was finished. Okay, so that's what the Most High is going to do to you. He's going to cut the head off, man. Okay, why? Because he's going to destroy your armies. There ain't going to be no way that you're going to be able to get back into power, man. There ain't going to be no way for you to defend yourself. Okay. You ain't gonna be a player on a global scale no more, man. So the Most High, he's doing a strategic strike. He's taking out all your armies.
Yep.
Okay, and then the only army that's gonna be left is the army of the nation of Israel, man. Sir, really ain't gonna be no way for you to resist when we come out those chariots and put your ass in subjugation, man. Okay?
Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb, yea, all their princes like Ziban and Zamunna, who said, let us take ourselves the house of the Most High in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountain on fire.
That's right, because the nuclear missiles is going to hit you, some of you nations, man. Keep going.
So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm.
That's right.
Flee their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that the men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, art the Most High over all the earth.
That's right, and you're going to know that when his judgment goes down, man. Okay, so back to this. It says, I have heard a rumor from the Lord, verse 15, for lo, I'll make you small among the heathen and despised among men. Okay, and this move is showing the whole world how you really get down, man. This is bringing further despising on you, because you want to be for peace, but you out in the Middle East, the most volatile region on the earth, stirring up war, man. Okay. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart. Okay, and thy terribleness is talking about your army. Okay, so you think you can do whatever you want because your military might. Okay, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill.
Which proves this is talking about Edom furthermore, you know, because what Obadiah talks about that, about you that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. All right, it's a clear tell sign that this is not talking about the Vatican. Okay, this is actually talking about the land of Edom. It's talking about you so-called white people. You know,
though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord.
And what is the symbol of America? The eagle. All right, further proven that this is talking about America. Further proven that it's talking about you damn Edomites, right?
Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues.
Yeah, and that plague, that main plague is talking about those nuclear missiles.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because all these other nations, they're going to hiss at it. You're going to be proverbs, bywords. Isaiah 14 talks about, is this the man that make kingdom shake? You know? So you're going to be in perpetual desolation, Esau. Okay? So the Lord is doing all this for his elect. Okay? Because if you had a chance, you would exterminate us, man. And you goddamn Arabs, you Moabites, you Ammonites, you Philistines, all you damn heathen nations, man. Okay, so the Most High, he's mustering up the battle. He's fighting for us. All right, and now he's judging all you damn nations. All right, and unprecedented things are happening in the world. I mean, it's like rapid, one after another, man. All right. There's so much instability in the Middle East, and it's going to be more instability. Okay.
Verse 18: As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it.
And how was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? It was destroyed by pretty much by nuclear fire.
That's right.
All right. So the same thing is going to happen to America. The Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai, He's preparing all these nations for battle. Okay, in that last battle, they're going to hit that button and those nuclear missiles are going to get shot off here in America. Okay, and it's going to be at Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, and no man is going to ever dwell here ever again. At that same time, the Lord, okay, Yahushai, he's going to come back and he's going to deliver his elect men. So the only ones that are going to be saved and are going to have that exemption from judgment are going to be the elect. All you other heathen nations, if you have not been destroyed in the nuclear war, okay, because the hotbed is going to be over in the Middle East. You're going to have skirmishes over there in the Middle East. A lot of dead bodies are going to be over there, and then that nuclear war is going to usher in, right? And then that's going to pretty much seal the deal. And then that's when we going to come and subdue all the nations, man, under with Yahushai. Okay.
Reading on. It says, behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong, but I will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me, and who will appoint me the time? Who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that he hath taken against Edom.
Against Edom, all right, you damn devils.
And his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman.
So the Most High. So what happened? What happened today with Trump? Okay, declaring that he recognizes Jerusalem as the capital, and that he's going to put the U.S. embassy there. All right, and pretty much pretty much said all you other nations, you have no right to this land. Okay, it's because the Most High has determined to do this. Okay, it says that he has purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. All right, so this is all ushering in that instability in that region, which that region is already a hotbed for controversy. Mm-hmm. So more controversy is going to take place, and now these nations are going to be forced to move in. Okay, America is going to be forced to move in with boots on the ground in the Middle East, and then all the allies like Iran, Russia, China, they're going to be forced to put more troops in there. Okay, and then that's going to stir up even more conflict. So we're in that time. We're in the time of the end. We're in the time where the Most High is coming to judge all the nations for the nation of Israel. Okay.
Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. It's talking about Amalek. All right, because who's in that land? It's Amalek's in that land.
Yep.
Right? And Amalek, them so-called fake Jews, which you have the elites, they're all so-called fake Jews. All right, the Amalekites, right? They're the ones who's really maneuvering everything through the spiritual demon Satan. All right, they're trying to speed things up. They want this nuclear war to happen. All right. So the least shall draw them out. So that's why they told Trump, hey, this is what you're going to do. All right.
Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Why? Because he's going to destroy the land of Israel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the way the least of the flock, these so-called Jews, the land of Israel, is going to draw them out is with this Palestinian conflict, man. Why? Is this they getting ready to go to war with each other? Okay. So you don't see missiles flying. Hamas going to be shooting missiles. Hezbollah going to be shooting missiles on the Temple Mount. Okay. They might shoot missiles at the embassy that Trump plans to put there, man. Okay.
Yep.
And then since the Israelis, they obviously have better weaponry than the Palestinians, them Iranians is going to jump in, man. And then who's going to jump in when that happens? The so-called white man over here in the United States, man. Which is going to bring Russia in. Okay, well, the dude is saying it, man. He said that this is going to cause conflict on an international scale. He said endless wars, but we know that this war ain't going to be endless. Okay, it's going to end when America is destroyed.
Yeah.
All right, and this land, Israel, gets destroyed. All your nations going to be bugging out. Okay, and Yahushua going to come back up and clean up shop, man. Okay. But this is the beginning of this World War III kicking off, man. This is the thing to watch, this Israeli-Palestinian conflict, okay? Because Iran backs up Palestine and the United States backs up Israel, okay? And once the United States attacks Iran, it's over with, man. The Russians are going to step in, and then that's when this place is done, man. Yes, you can start the countdown, okay? Yeah, anything else?
Yeah, that was it on that. You had any?
That was pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so like the brother just said, this is really what to watch. Now saying that's why they're gonna have to push the chip even further. They're gonna have to push it. I mean, the chip is right there, but they're gonna really have to push this because we're at the brink of the Third World War, man.
Yep.
So that chip is going to be pushed on a high level. Nuclear war is going to still be in the midst. Is that you're going to have a lot of troops go over there into the Middle East to get judged. And then sooner or later, man, them nuclear missiles going to be flying off, man. So we're at the cusp of World War III, man.
Mm-hmm.
I already said that third world coming quickly. So we're in the time of that third world coming quickly. So that's why you have to watch, okay? And we're going to watch Yahweh Shimon Shai pretty much get down, man.
Yep.
You're gonna see we already see the prophecies come to pass, right? But now it's gonna be on a higher level. It's gonna be on a high scale to where it's gonna be like these people are gonna be confounded. And you starting to see with this conflict with Trump saying that he recognizes Jerusalem as the capital, people were like, they're bugging out. They're like, this can't, this can't. What the hell is going on?
Who in their right mind would say something like that?
Exactly.
Well, Trump, he ain't in his right mind, man. All right,
because
he say whatever the hell he wants. Whatever comes to his mind, he say it.
Because the Most High is in his mind. All right, the Most High is putting the words in his mouth, man. Right, to stir up controversy.
Yep.
To stir up this third world war. All right, So that was it with the lesson. We want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. In Babylon, the great is America, and it soon will be destroyed.
Right.
Shalom.
Shalom.